let's talk tips for using water in cosplay crafting. So, I really like to keep some water nearby at all times, well, because it's important to stay hydrated. But for crafting, I like to use this thing called a wash bottle because when you squeeze it, the water comes out of the nozzle just like it was a faucet. It's kind of like having a sink within arm's reach. And speaking of sinks, using tap water is usually just fine, but you should know that tap water contains minerals like calcium and chlorine. When the water dries, those minerals are going to stay behind, and that can sometimes mess with whatever you're doing. So, for crafting, I like to use distilled water, which is just purified water. This jug cost me around $2 and gives me peace of mind, especially when adding water to paint, which you'll want to do to get rid of brush strokes. Adding water to paint lets it flow and settle down smoothly as the water evaporates away. The amount of water to use depends on how thick your paint is. Cheaper paints are often already watered down, so you might not need to add too much. One last tip, water has surface tension, which can cause it to pool up. Adding a few drops of glycerin or dishwater rinse aid to your water before mixing solves that. So, those are all the basics. I didn't mention everything like wet sanding, but I want to keep this short. So, share your tips in the comments.